Welcome. And if you're a longtime client, thanks for coming back and checking in. This is our get started onboarding call. So a lot of our newer clients always join us for this. So again, let me know how long you've been with us and let's get started. So I'm not going to go through, normally I'll go through this kind of board down here and show you all the things that we do for capturing leads, and over here, how we help convert leads. So what I want to get into first is what's actually working for people right now. Okay. Now, this is an onboarding call. So we're going to talk about how to set up your account in a minute and then how to do some really important functions. But I want you to understand what we are seeing right now working incredibly well for our clients so that you make sure and use these kind of systems. And one is open house marketing. Okay. And a lot of agents don't know that, but let me give you a little bit of a context. Right now, I would say the real estate market is challenging. In some markets, you got inventory problems. Everyone's got an interest rate issue. Some places you have really inflated prices. Well, here at Listings to Leads, we've been doing this for 16 years. We went through the first mortgage meltdown, and we're going through what we're going through right now. And I can tell you, in those 16 years, we are the strongest company in capturing leads for real estate agents. There's nobody that's even close to us, especially when you start to factor in the cost of leads. Okay. And all that being said, we're going to be talking about many ways of capturing leads on this call, but you got to think about converting leads, right? I can tell you, we have clients generating hundreds of leads a month. I have other clients generating hundreds of leads a week. But how good are they at converting, and how good are you at converting leads? And so the reason why I'm asking you this question is our clients, many long-term clients, have realized that holding open houses with our platform, and we give you a lot of tools to use to get buyers in, to get homeowners in, neighbors in, and also how to market yourself and showcase the technology that you have available with Listings to Leads to help you engage both buyers and sellers as they're walking through the house. What we're looking at here is the nearby homeowner letter. It's a piece of paper that for an open house, you can door knock, right? A lot of our clients use this when they have something just listed, they mail it to nearby homeowners. And when they've just sold something, they mail this same letter to nearby homeowner letters. But this one's an open house. And I wanted to show this to you because this is one of the top ways that our clients are getting listings right now. Okay. I'll show you a little bit of what those other tools look like. This is an online feedback form. You click on this, you ask them for just ask them for their feedback. When they continue, it's going to ask for their email. You get a lead, they get a mobile optimized website in their smartphone or in their email. The other thing that is really useful, which we're definitely going to dive into, is our Facebook ads. Okay. And I don't know what your experience is with running ads on Facebook. And I can just say this, there are a lot of ways to make a mistake inside of Facebook because they give you a lot of options, right? They're a good company. They're going to give you options for impressions or this or that or the other. And you may not know what any of those things mean. And so that's why many agents who have run ads on Facebook are disappointed because they don't actually know what they're doing and they're not getting stuff that's going to help them. While other agents are saying, oh no, we get a lot of leads from Facebook and it's helping our business grow. So let me just show you really quickly, very easily, how you run an ad here on Facebook. And I'm going to run an ad on a home that's an open house. And I'm going to leave it on lead ads. And that's really the key to the whole, that's a big part of the success here. We have Facebook software embedded into our platform. So when you click create an ad for an open house, we've done everything. Every box you needed to check, we've checked it in the background. All you need to do is click this button, and that's going to create an ad. Okay. Where do we find the letter that we just showed? I'll show you that in a minute, Nicole. I'm just talking the highlights of the things that I want you all to know before we dive in deep into the platform. Okay. Oh, okay. And Irvin saying that your title professional, title officer, nearby title officer introduced you to. Oh, brand new. Christopher's brand new. What company you're with, Christopher? And Irvin, which title company sent you? So we're going to dive deeper into Facebook ads. We're going to dive deeper into that nearby homeowner letter and even open house marketing. But I want you to understand that there are three things that you need to walk away from this call with. One is knowing to do open house advertising. Two is using our Facebook ads. And three is our listing presentation. And I have conversations with realtors at least 5 days a week for many years, for 16 years. Okay. And maybe not 16, because back in the beginning, nobody really knew who we were. But anyway, I have a listing right here that I can market things that are sold, that are active. This means it's open house. This is pending active. But this one says listing presentation. And what is that about? That's about the fact that you can actually create a listing solely for the purpose of a listing presentation. And our clients do this when they start using our tools and they get out there and get seller leads for maybe the nearby homeowner letter, or they run a sold ad on Facebook, or they run a PDF guide ad on Facebook or Google for homeowners. There's lots of ways to get seller leads, including just holding an open house and giving this to the nearby homeowner letter. So you get a seller lead. What do? You can actually create a listing that has a listing presentation. Let me show you what that looks like. Looks like this. This is the online flipbook version, and this is what you need to start getting your arms around. There are multiple ways of using this, okay? And obviously, just a straight up listing lead, you finally got an appointment, bring this to the home. It's actually prepared for the homeowner. I don't know if you can see it, but it says prepared for the homeowner at that address. And this photograph is their home. You're branded down here, okay? And as you click through it, you'll notice that their home is showing up everywhere on Facebook and Instagram. And it talks about what listings to leads does, right? Social media marketing, there's their home. YouTube marketing. We actually create a virtual tour for you automatically with every listing. And so you're able to show the homeowner, hey, this is what I'm going to do when I sell your home. This is what your home's going to look like on YouTube, right? And then print marketing, nearby homeowner letter, which I mentioned. It's not talking about listings to leads. It's just talking about all the things that we're doing for you automatically, which you bring to the table when you're selling somebody. So email marketing, sphere of influence tools, short form videos. You got a virtual tour and single property websites, standalone, all automatically generated. We even have text IVR where people can text one number to another. And we have signs if you're going to use our signs, right? Now I'm going to stop right here on this page that says mobile marketing and QR codes. And the reason I want to stop, this is the feedback that I'm getting from every client I've talked to. So if you talk to me and you're a new client, I'm going to ask you, do you have a listing presentation coming up? And if the answer is yes, if we have time, I'm going to help you create this, which takes about 5 minutes, right? Because it takes a few minutes to create this without photographs. It takes about a minute to create it, but then it takes 2 or 3 minutes for it to generate. And every client that I have had that conversation with, every one of them who has gone on an appointment and met a homeowner, they have said that when they stop on this page and they ask the homeowner to pull out their smartphone and take a picture of that QR code, and you're welcome to do that right now, their home, the homeowner's home, is going to pop up on their phone. And pretty much they're blown away, and the deal is done. You can keep going, and it says, yes, I do coming soon. I do just listed. If you don't do coming soon, you can take out coming soon, pending and sold marketing. This presentation has won so many listings for our clients, pretty much all summer long. And we've had it for years, but our clients are now starting to get their arms around it. So those are the three things, okay? Let's see. Okay. Oh, you're with Realty One. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Thanks, everybody. So these are the three things to know. Our listing presentation, we have a generic one up here on the listings page, right here in print and in flipbook format. But it's got basically different photographs. It's not talking about a particular home. I created a listing for a particular homeowner here. And so that's what we were looking at just now. So there are a few resources that we have that I want to make sure you guys all understand. One is leadgenwebinars.com. Okay. You can sign up for all of our live classes here, like the one we're doing right now. Okay. And remember how I said open houses are very important? Scott's doing a class on open house marketing tomorrow. Please watch this. You need to have this ready to go now in the fall and all next year. You are going to find that you're going to have more conversations with more homeowners from that action alone. And let me just make sure we all understand, holding an open house does not mean you save a date and a time in your MLS and wait for things to happen. That's not what we're talking about. So watch that class. Okay. There's other classes, Facebook ads. I think Scott does a class on that, expired listings, lenders, all kinds of classes. Okay. All on leadgenwebinars.com. Every class we do, including this class, yes, you can add your reviews, Consuela. Yeah, we'll get into, we're almost there. We're almost there. Every class we do is recorded and it's on this page right here on YouTube. So I'm going to send this to everybody right now in the little chat panel. I recommend, if you see in the comments, you grab this and you save this page, because honestly, when we do our live classes, it's great because you can ask questions there, right? But your calendar might not fit ours. And so you can come to this page anytime. If you come to the live page up here, you're going to see our live classes. Like our live class is probably streaming on this page somewhere. Okay. That's actually it right there. That's us talking about, we're looking real time. There's a shorts page on this YouTube channel. Super awesome 1 minute long videos. So if you don't want to watch an hour long video, but you want to get some value, go check out the minute long videos here to give you all kinds of ideas of how to get stuff here. Now, I like the videos page here because every video we do just shows up here. You'll notice there's over 500 videos. You don't need to go that deep. You do need to check out a few rows here to really get your arms around our platform. The top is the most recent. Okay. You'll see we got a class 3 days ago on new construction. So there's all kinds of topics that we can help you work on. Okay. And lastly, that I want to remind you is we have a private mastermind group on Facebook. If you're a client, you should be in here. Okay. And let me send you a link to this. If you're not a client, we won't accept you. But if you are a client, there is the link to get into this group. Now, I want to point this out because I just showed you the listing presentation and I mentioned it quickly, but I want to repeat it. Our clients are using it, the listing presentation, when they're reaching out to FSBOs and out to canceleds and expireds. And we're actually working with a printer right now where our clients, like Shelly here has started a new office account with us. So she's ordered a few of the listing presentations in a print format for an expired home. Okay. And so I'm sure some of you do reach out to expireds, and you probably know that dozens of agents are calling those poor folks for days. So you might want something that's quality, that's printed, that kind of shows what you do to sell a home, because they're still probably going to want to sell their home. It's just the previous agent wasn't able to sell it. So you'll notice that a lot of our clients are ordering this from our printer. We found a printer that will do this at really nice quality. So you'll see Linda Sessions has ordered one, and if you just go on the mastermind group, you're going to see a lot of that. So if you want that sort of thing, get in there. So before we get deep into the nuts and bolts, let's talk about how you set up. Okay, how do you set up? And so if you're not a client, or if you are a brand new client, you're going to be dropped onto a wizard. So if you're not a client right now, you go to our website, you go to listingstoleads.com, you sign up for a free trial, you put in your name and email address, and then it says, boom, where's your credit card? And then we hold your credit card and you get 2 free weeks, and then it turns into a month-to-month account for $95 a month. That's our basic plan. And at that moment, once you put the credit card in, we drop you on this page, and you got to put your picture in there. That's my picture. So obviously I've done this before. You'll notice these fields down here. If these are required by your MLS or by your state, then fill them in. If not, you don't need to fill them in. I'm going to go to the next one. The next question is, where's your logo? Pop it up here. All right. And the color scheme, we have a lot of the palettes, branding palettes for a lot of the top agencies around the country. So if you see you're on the list there, great. If you don't see you're on that list there, you can go here and change the colors to just your branding. And then our brand, all these colors will flow through everything. And hopefully that didn't change anything there because it's going to mess up my look. But we'll just go there. And again, if you need your title, if you need your office number, sometimes you don't, or your website, put it in there. And then we start to populate that through the platform. Now, here's where it gets interesting. This is where we say connect to your social media for auto posting. What that means is when you are get a new listing, we will auto post it to your social media accounts. We'll auto post it to your Facebook business page, your Instagram, your LinkedIn, your Twitter, and Google business page. Okay. If you have a YouTube channel, we'll auto post a virtual tour there as well. And in case you don't know this, if you use Gmail, you actually have a Google channel. You may have never used it or polished it up. You can put your headshot in there. You can put a big banner and your logo, and you could put content there. And having virtual tours on the #2 website in the country is a smart thing to say when you're in a listing presentation. So that gets your listings there. We also post a few landing pages automatically every month there for you on your socials. Okay. Now, here is where it really gets even more compelling. This is where you connect your Facebook ad account. Now, I mentioned that Facebook ads are one of the most important parts of the platform because you're getting leads with name, and phone number. This is how you do it. You're connecting. This will say connect, and I'm, as you can see, I am connected. And you connect, and then it says what business page, and you want to obviously use your real estate business pages. Okay. And then we ask you to connect to social media again. And this kind of confuses agents because you've already done it and you're not quite sure why I'm doing it again. There's 3 different functions that we're doing. So you do need to connect again. Very important. We're going to put content on your socials for free. We're going to do it as many days of the week that you tell us to. And it's growing Instagram accounts for our clients across the country. It's also taking the Google business page to page 1 on local real estate searches, right? So if anybody types in anything about real estate in your area and you've been using us for a few months, your Google business page will start to migrate for free to page 1 of Google. If you don't know this, Google is the #1 website in the country. 86% of all searches begin on google.com, and you probably should have a Google business page. And ideally, it's getting to page 1 on real estate searches. So that's how you do it. Okay. So you connect your socials here. Then we ask you how many days a week do you want to post? You can have it 7 days a week. But then we put all this content in here, and you can see that there's an eyeball. That means that you could go see all the articles we posted here. This is all social content. Okay. So we're not putting heavy industry reads where people want to read because people on social media, they're ED. They're not going to be reading a whole lot. Right. And so there's some cool quotes, inspirational success quotes, outdoor living, landscaping pictures. I like that kind of stuff, and the repair and maintenance. You can turn on all these, but we really don't recommend all of them. There's holidays. You really only need American holidays unless you're in Canada or internationally. You can have that. And then we have like real estate meme stuff, and we have our PDF guides. I mentioned earlier that we have PDF guides. This allows us to post them automatically to your social media accounts in English or in Spanish. There are 40 for buyers and there are 40 for sellers, and they are all branded on every page with your headshot, your contact info, your logo, and your colors. So you definitely want these getting out to your socials. Okay. So once you've done there, you move on. And then we ask you, what's the email address in your MLS so that we can start sweeping your listings in automatically. Okay. Now, inside the account later, if you don't have your own listings, you can actually click grab it and you can borrow a colleague's listings. You probably need their permission. I don't know your local rules, but this is how you do it. You drop it in the zip code and the MLS ID. If it's not your listing, deselect that so we don't make a YouTube video for you. But if you have your email address here and you have active listings, we will start pulling them automatically. And since we have your headshot, your logo, your colors, and your social media accounts connected already, we're going to auto post them. It's all going to be branded to you. You're going to be very happy about that, right? Now, we also have the ability to drop your leads into your CRM. So you'll see APIs for many of the leading real estate CRMs. You can also use our follow-ups. Our drip campaigns are frankly more powerful than most of the CRMs out there. It's the style that we write them. I'm not sure, but our follow-ups also will connect. They will embed our landing pages and our PDF guides, whether they're a buyer or a seller, whatever is relevant. Now, on this page here, somebody asked, how do I get my reviews in? This is how you get your reviews in right here. I'll show you where you can do it inside the account. You can import them from Zillow, from Google, and from Testimonial Tree. And then you're done. We might ask you a few questions, but you're pretty much done. Okay. So let's go into the account and let's remind each other what we said was most important, because now we've got our account set, right? So what's most important? It's really the listing presentation, open house marketing, getting nearby homeowners in there, right? And ads, right? That's it. That's what, if you can walk away doing those three functions consistently, your business is going to grow. Okay. So once you've done your setup, you will find that you'll always log in and you'll drop here on the dashboard. And you can ask yourself, do you need buyer leads? Click that button up there. Or do I need seller leads? And click that button there. Okay. Either way, you're going to drop on this page and it's going to have a bunch of things teed up, like creating a Facebook ad, like using your seller landing pages, or using any of the PDF guides to get out there, right? These are all lead funnels. They're all designed to capture leads. And let's just click on marketing tools or how to prepare to sell your home to see what are the ways that we can market. And you can see that a Facebook ad is the first way on the top of this list. This column right here is the ways you get it out. So you could just click this button here, create an ad, and this would create an ad and people could download this for free. It's all pre-written. The picture's there. Your business page is there. There is a budget. You do have to type in the location. I'd like it to show to Walnut Creek. So that's going to work, right? You could expand the radius if you want. You could expand the budget if you want. You could also run ads on Google. You can also, you see it says here for social media post. We've already set it up to automatically post, but maybe there's a PDF guide that's really relevant because maybe something in news is happening. So what's going to go on here is we've already in the setup wizard told listings to leads to auto post these PDF guides to your socials already. But if you want to post something now, you can just go boom, and that's free. A post is free, an ad you pay for. Then you'll see short form video scripts. You'll also see eFlyer for your database. And this is really important. This link and this picture will drive you to a page to download it. That link there gets you a free home value. And this link here gets you to your reviews page, which has all your reviews and all your listings. And you want to copy this and drop it on your leads in your own CRM. Okay, you're copying HTML. Here you're copying it with a signature, and here you're copying it for follow-up boss. Now we also have print flyers, and a lot of our clients use print flyers at open houses, especially because they have these QR codes. So you can brand yourself and also offer value throughout the open house. So I've been talking about open houses already. These are one of those tools that are really important to realtors because you could put one in the laundry room. You could put a different one in each bedroom. You could put one in the office, and people can scan and download PDF guides if they're interested in them for free. They just got to give you their contact info. And then there are postcards and door hangers for these sorts of things as well, and a QR code, right? Here's what I want you to recognize right now. It could be a listing just listed. It could be an open house. It could be something just sold. It could be any of our PDF guides or any of our landing pages. All of those things you can market the same way, with Facebook ads, with free social media posts, with email, and with print tools, okay? And now if you're looking at these colors over here, you're gonna notice that these colors are different from my colors. When you download it, your colors, your logo will be right there. So let me answer some questions. This is a good time for me to take questions right now. Christopher says, does anyone have any suggestions resetting a Facebook password when I don't remember? Yeah, and you're getting run around in circles. I don't know if anybody has an answer for that. You basically need your old email, whatever email you started Facebook with. And that's why our Facebook leads are so powerful. You need your right email and your right phone number inside your account when you need to use forgot my password. And oftentimes when you're trying to log into Facebook, Facebook would say, hey, we're going to send you a text to make sure you are you, right? Because they want to keep it secure. And then Rashay said, can we run ads in Spanish and in English? And how would we do it? And one in each language and repeat. Yeah. So there are some things that are pre-written in Spanish. I'll show you that in a moment. And also because we have the drip campaigns in Spanish, those would automatically hit there. What is the difference between us and Keeping Current Matters? There's a lot of difference. I think you're going to see that, Brandy. Keeping Current Matters for me is a content play for social media. So you don't have to do that. That's a free part of our system. We're focused here on helping you get buyer leads. So if you have listings and you need to sell them, we have many ways of getting your listings in front of people. If you need more listings, we have many ways of getting more listings. And so when you get over here on our YouTube channel, you will find that I do a call every 2 weeks called Top Tools for More Listings. You're going to learn all the ways that you can capture listings there. There are a lot of ways of capturing listings on this page, but Scott does a lot of calls on how to market your listings, right? Whether it's just listed or it's open house, and those are going to get you more buyers and in some case more listings. So we're very different from Keeping Current Matters. We create a lot of tools to help you capture leads. Yeah. Can you use the home value pages on Google yet? Yeah, you sure can, Eric. A lot of our clients do that. And so let's go over to landing pages. Since you asked that question about landing pages, let's talk about that first, because if you recall, I mentioned that in the setup wizard, we auto post your listings to your social media accounts. We also auto post a bunch of content, free content to your social media accounts, but we also auto post these landing pages: free home values, down payer assistance, and new construction. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I do want to point out this one here. Okay. Because this first free home values, it's auto embedded in many of your tools. Remember when I showed you the nearby homeowner letter here? And I said, you got to use this at open house. That link right there on the bottom, it says, hey, your home value is going to change because something's selling. Go here to get your free home value. That's this page. Okay. Which is the first landing page in your account. So by clicking the pencil, you can edit it. And if that picture does not look like your market, some of you are in, I don't know, parts of Arizona or Maine or Florida or wherever, and that doesn't look like your market. If it does not, click the background button over here and upload an image that looks like your area. It's got to be pretty big, 1,500 pixels, 2,000 pixels wide. But then it's there. You can save it up here, and it will always look like your market, which is important. Okay. So I want to click on a couple things here. Client reviews pages here. And a lot of our clients really like this, and I definitely want to make sure you're aware of it. I talked about how we can auto import your reviews, right? But you also want to make sure that you leverage this page because it has all your reviews. It also has all of your listings. It also has all of your PDF guides. And it also has some of the key landing pages, right? The ones I just showed you are auto embedded on this page. There's two versions of this page. One that really leads with your reviews and one that leads with your listings. And a lot of our clients who don't have their own websites, they use these as their website. It does have its own URL. You can go to GoDaddy and point your URL to this. But this page has all of your reviews. And like I said, this is our listing presentation. They can download it for free as long as they give you their contact information. That's what a big thing. We're trying to capture leads. So this page has a lot of lead capture. All of these landing pages all capture leads. All the PDF guides for home buyer or for home owners all capture leads. Do you own a home? Yes. Do you need to sell? Yes. What's your contact information? Download for free. So if you've got a good website, great. If you don't, this is a really great solution. And if you do want to use this and you want help snapping in an IDX, reach out to me at Vince at Listings to Leads. I can show you how to do that. So here, all of your listings are here, right? And if your listings are here, you can click on them and land on a single property website that we auto generated for you. And in this case, I think we've got some sort of video or Matterport snapped in. Yeah. So you can snap in YouTube videos. You can upload your photographers, videographers, virtual tours, which is a smart thing to do if you're investing in video because your video does not have lead capture. As you can see here, you can embed it in our platform and you can bet your bottom dollar there's lead capture in here, right? Yes, Nicole is asking a question. For the listing credit, we would add a listing with a potential listing address and go from there. Yeah, I'll show you how to do that in a minute, Nicole. Yeah. Do we track conversions for submitted forms? Google usually wants to install a tag. We don't, I think you can install your Google tags inside of our platform when you're doing that. Yeah. We don't track conversion to like transaction because we don't know what each of you do for converting. Some of you have had clients who are generating leads here who do not contact any leads. What do you think their conversion is? Just, I don't know why. She just doesn't want to do it. So we don't actually do that. But I will tell you this, I set up the teams in offices around the country. And so I know that I set up a really serious Remax team years ago. And they said, we convert out of 1 out of 70 Facebook leads, we convert 1 out of 40 Google leads. Now, Google leads cost more, but depending on what you're doing, it's definitely well worth it, especially if you're trying to get listing leads in high priced markets. Google, you probably want to lean on. Okay, so we were actually talking about the client review page. Let me just show you. I'm going to be real quick about this. If we go over to Facebook, you can go to Facebook and you should be friends with your clients for this, okay? And you can say, hey, client, thanks for your review, right? And you want to sugarcoat this, right? Thanks for your review and great working with you and all that. And tag them right here. Tag your client. Why would you do that? Because then all of their friends and family and colleagues on Facebook, which they share all kinds of nonsense with, they're going to see that you were their realtor and that they wrote a nice review for you. Okay. And if they click on that picture there, they're going to land on that page that I was just showing you. And as you now know, that's got a lot of lead capture for you. So if you have reviews on the internet, on Google or Zillow, you can even add them manually here, add reviews. You might have some on Facebook. You might have some on some strange website, right? You can put them here. They're going to auto-populate or they'll be on that client review webpage. So I mentioned earlier that we have follow-ups and you can see them here. We have them, yes, in English and in Spanish. And so you just turn them on. If you want to go edit them or adjust them, you just click on this link and you'll see every review or every follow-up that we've created. Can you manually add leads we get from other efforts? Yes and no. We don't allow you to upload leads to our platform. Okay, so let's say you've been in the business for years, you got 5,000 leads in your CRM, you want to get them in here to nurture. We don't allow that. However, a lot of our clients will take this landing page, specifically this landing page, and if they're getting seller leads from somewhere else, they will re-enter them in here since they have their contact information already and their address. That way they get a new instant home value and they get a monthly update. And then it's inside of your system now, and then you can use our stuff to work on it. So there is that, right? You can use that form to get there. Now we're on this page here, which is the dashboard, and you can click create Facebook ad and you can do listing ads. And in this case, since we're trying to get seller leads, you're only going to get the options that get you seller leads. We're going to leave it on lead ads. We're going to do a sold ad, and let's just do it. Lead ads means that the lead is pre-populated from Facebook. Yeah. So this is pre-written. All I had to do is choose a property that was sold, and you can see it says another home is sold. That affects your home value. Click here for your home value. Pretty simple. Now, I actually do a class, or maybe Scott's doing it now, on Facebook ads. So I do want you to understand that there is a cost per lead. Okay, cost per lead. This is a $50 ad budget. We leave it on lifetime. That means that for the lifetime of this ad, which is 7 days, you can only spend $50. But Facebook's going to set a price per lead, and you'll find that out usually a day after the ad is run. Okay. And that price per lead could be anywhere for this kind of ad, anywhere from $5 to even $15. The average price of a seller lead on a sold home like this is $7. Okay. So if you're getting charged $20, you might want to turn that ad off. Okay. And I'll show you how to do that in just a moment. When you're trying to generate seller leads with Facebook, you have 3 ways or 4 ways of doing that. You can generate an ad for a home that is pending or under contract or sold. That's going to get seller leads. You can generate an ad on a PDF guide for homeowners. And here's how to sell a home in a changing market. Okay, create ad and lead ad. So we get name, email, and phone number. And we basically written the ad. All you got to do is type in the name of the town where you want this to show. Okay. And boom, we have the autoresponder. It's already there. And you can see it says the PDF. We're actually giving the ability to download this PDF automatically. So you really don't have to do anything except for type in the city where you want it to hit and click create ad. Now this is a $50 ad, and these leads can often cost $10 each. Okay, Nicole is saying, I'm running ads for listings, but I don't see that the follow-ups are activating for any of the leads. So that means that you've gone here to follow-ups and turned on follow-ups. Nicole, it's on this tab on the far left. And if what you're telling me is true, you should go down here to our awesome support team and put in the message you just told me. Yeah. If you're not getting leads, you need to reach out to support. If you're not getting follow-ups and they're turned on, that doesn't make much sense to me. That's a question for support. Yeah, Consuela, your reviews are in Rate My Agent. You would have to Rate My Agent for some reason does not allow an API. They don't want those reviews going anywhere else. So you got to manually copy those over. Sorry about that. Okay. So we were back on the dashboard and we were talking about creating what kind of ad can we do to get seller leads on Facebook. And I will tell you this, running a landing page ad is always something that agents want to do. And I want to show you this because a lot of agents do not take any of our classes here like you are. So I really appreciate you being here. Most of them they just click around and figure it out themselves. And they have some success or no success. That's why investing a little time here and on our YouTube channel is going to help your business grow. And what they often do is they say, oh, I recognize this. I want to run an ad here and I want to do marketing tools and I want to run an ad. And they're often disappointed by this very ad for a few reasons. We'll give it a second to pull up here. One is we point that we're giving the agent a generic landing page, which again may not look like your website at all. May not look like your market at all. And then they launch it out. And what I mean is when they create the ad, the landing page is that generic photograph that I was mentioning earlier, right? And if that doesn't look like your market, that's not going to work at all. It doesn't even mention your town that you're thinking of, right? The other problem is it's a traffic ad. So that means you're pointing people to the actual page and asking them to fill out their name, email, and phone number, which is just not very realistic anymore. Okay. So that's why I always recommend when you are running an ad that you actually use a lead ad, because every lead comes in with name, email, and phone number pre-populated from the profile. Okay. So all you'd have to do is type in the name of the town, but this doesn't even look like the town. So it's just not very effective. That's why you want to watch my top tools for more listings class, because I go in depth of how to make that ad work. And you want to watch our Facebook ads, right, to understand that. What I would rather that you do is go up here and create a landing page, and you can create unlimited landing pages. Property Valuation Plus is instant home value. Okay, that's what it does. And you type in the name of your town that you want to work in, and then you create it and you put a picture there, right? I have one here for San Antonio, Texas. And this is the Riverwalk, which is right downtown. Everybody in San Antonio knows this. So you want something that kind of looks like their market. So this kind of makes sense. And once you've done that, you've got print options, you got email options, and you got Facebook and Google options. I do want to point out, Google is the #1 website in the country. And if you are thinking about that you need more listings, Google should be part of your business strategy, your marketing strategy. Running a landing page ad like this on Google is really smart and effective. Running any of our PDF guides. Remember, this is a flyer for a PDF ad. You can actually run an ad on any of the seller PDF guides. There are 40 of them, and you would get seller leads that way as well. And those are high quality leads because, when you run an ad, when you're doing something on Facebook, it runs right here in the middle column. And you can see what your friends are doing, right? And you can see like the pages that you follow, and you can see your grandkids. And then there's an ad about an open house, right? Or whatever. And the thing is, they did not go to Facebook to find out stuff about real estate. Where do people go when they have questions about real estate? They go right here to this website. So if you're thinking about getting more listings, you want to think about, how can I compete right here? And the way you compete right here is with our Google Ads software, with seller landing pages and PDF guides. Okay. I see a few questions. And Eric has a good question. Does Facebook charge per click or per impression? And that is a great question, because if you go inside Facebook, you're going to see that they give you all kinds of options to click for impressions or for clicks, right? Frankly, we don't want our clients doing either of those things. So Eric, when you're using our ad software, impressions just mean people saw it, okay? If you're doing clicks, it means they're clicking and landing on a page that you created for them. We don't want that either. Only in rare instances will we want that. What we want is lead ads, because you can use the same landing page, and every time somebody clicks on it, on the ad, you're going to get their name, email, and phone number. Okay. And we believe that you can act on a lead and convert a lead much easier if you have a name, email, and phone number. Okay. That's it. That's why impression, and that's what I was saying earlier in the call. Agents have tried to run ads directly on Facebook, and they end up disappointed because they ended up running an ad for impressions. Impressions, they might do something for your business in 100 years. You're building your brand with impressions. You're not capturing contact information. Traffic ad will drive people to the landing page, and you got to hope that they're going to give you their email. They probably won't. That's why every lead ad is auto-populated with name, email, and phone number by whoever clicked on it. I hope everybody is understanding that. Exactly, Eric. So the lead ad is auto-populated from the profile of the person who clicked on it. Yes. That's why it's so important to real estate agents right now. I was talking to an agent last week who was telling me one of the top CRMs that some of you are using, not all of you, because it's one of the most expensive CRMs, is charging that agent $3,000 every month for 25 leads, buyer leads, 25 buyer leads for $3,000 a month. Okay. And some of you may be spending money like that. There's a lot of companies out there that just do this because you don't know any better. Okay. Let me explain to you. If you ran Facebook ads and you spent $1,000 a month through our system, you would have somewhere from 300 to 400 buyer leads with name, email, and phone number. So that's why we talk so much about it. So if it's a home value add, they will never get the page with to get their valuation. That is a great question. Let's go do that. The short answer is yes, they will, Eric. But you're right. You're totally understanding what I'm saying. So I appreciate that. Let's run an ad on a landing page for home value. Okay. And let's do it on my Walnut Creek one. And let's even type in the zip code. Okay. So that we will auto pull some stats, right? And you would think if I use a traffic page, I'm going to drop them here and then they're going to drop in their address. And when we ask them for their email, they stop. That's what you get when you drive people to this page. You get a lot of addresses and not many emails, and you never get a phone number. Okay. Because people don't want to put that on the internet. Why would they? They trust Facebook. They've been using it for years, so they trust it. So lead ads, I put in the zip code. I'm doing a home value page, and Eric is tracking. He's following what I'm saying. But let's learn a little bit more. Now, you don't have to do this when you're running the ad yourself. You do have to do this. You do have to type in Walnut Creek because that's the mall in Walnut Creek, and it's right in the middle of downtown. Everybody knows. There's a fountain there, music, people playing, and you can sit down, and there's trees. You get to have some shade. It's burning hot. I'm going to click this advanced options button, not because you need to, but because I want you to understand how this software works. When I click on, this is the form that they see when they click on it. It says, what's your time frame to sell? And it says 1 to 3 months, 3 to 6, 9 months or more. It even says just dreaming. And let me warn you, just dreaming, many people click on that. And that's because what they're saying is, I don't want you to call me. Okay. I don't want you reaching out to me. I just want my home value. It also says, would you like to download this free guide for home selling, which is branded you on every page? The second page says, great. What's your contact info? This, what you're looking at here, I don't know if you can read it. It says full name, email, and phone number is auto-populated by the person's profile who clicked on this. Okay. And then we give them this is the privacy policy. This content actually says that you can call them even if they're on a do not call list because they are responding to this ad. Okay. We keep really close attention to all the TCPA stuff because we don't want any of you getting in trouble. Okay. So we're definitely watching that. And the last page is great. Click here to enter your address. Get your home value now. So Eric, they click there and what happens? They land here and they give you their address and we've already got their name, phone number, and email. Okay. So this should really get everything involved. If they don't follow that step, definitely reach out to them because you got their name, phone number, and email from this page here and say, hey, I see you wanted your home value, but we didn't get your address. And just text them and say, can I get your address? I'll get that to you right now. And then you take that information, you drop it in this page yourself. They're going to get a drip campaign. They're going to get an instant home value. You're going to get copied on all that information. Okay. So lead ads on Facebook, please. Okay. If you like converting leads, lead ads on Facebook. All right. So we've been jumping around a lot. And what have I forgotten to talk about? Let's just open it up for questions, everybody, because you're getting the gist of it. Like I'm saying, you got to get on our YouTube channel. Can you target an area like a subdivision or zip code? Good question. And that really I cover in this call, top tools for more listings. The short answer is no, you cannot do that. You may not know this, but Facebook was sued by HUD maybe 6 or 7 years ago for illegal advertising because you could do just what you just asked. And HUD found that discriminatory, right? So the answer is you cannot put a zip code here. That's why it says no zip codes or neighborhoods, because Facebook isn't going to allow you to do that. If you watch my top tools from the listings class or go look for a custom audience with this magnifying glass, you will see that you can actually create a custom audience. And instead of typing in Walnut Creek here, you could click this button here and then type in the name of your audience in that gray box, and it'll target the people on that list. Okay. Now, over here, and this is deeper inside of Facebook ads, you can actually go buy a list of homeowners from Remine, RedX, List Source, or Arch Agent, and then create a custom audience that lives in your profile, that lives in your Facebook ad account, doesn't live in listings to leads. And when you want to, and you could call it, I don't know, Orlando homeowners, right? And then when you're running the ad or Walnut Creek homeowners, you would, instead of typing in location, you'd say target that list. That I go into that a little more in depth on the top tools for listings class. Okay, last one. Do you have a value page on Google? If you do an ad value on, should you leave the Facebook autofill? Yeah, I would. So when we're doing, let's go look at the landing page here. Some of these landing pages have an F here, like a Facebook F. You want to use this. I think this one is super old, and so it doesn't. So when you sign up, yours will probably have an F and get your free home value. And it's the Facebook F, right? I don't know if you can see the F up here on Facebook here. It's that. When you use that and they type in their address, you're going to get their name and email right there. And there is no lead forms on Google. There is no lead forms. So you are always beholden that they're going to fill it out. However, don't forget, they came to Google and asked a question and they want an answer. Okay. And so whether it's a PDF guide talking about curb appeal or how to negotiate or how to price your home, which are branded to you on every page, if they want it, they got to give you their contact information. If it's a landing page, if they want that instant home value, they got to give you their contact information. So when it's Google, you got to lean on them typing stuff in, right? But when it's Facebook, you got to lean on lead ads. Okay. So let me remind everybody, I talked about these things at the beginning of the call, but at the top of the marketing calendar here is a tab called resources. We have our YouTube channel here, which I've been mentioning. We have our Facebook mastermind group here, which you all must join if you're a client. And I sent you a link to this page earlier today. And lead gen webinars, this is where you sign up for our live training down here. Okay. And if you're on Instagram, definitely follow us on Instagram. We get our short videos up there. Keep on top of what we're doing. I didn't mention one thing that I definitely want to talk about, and this is actually super important. Remember, we started the call and I said there are 3 things that our clients are finding huge value in. And when I say huge value, I mean making them money. Okay. Facebook ads and lead ads. Okay. Open house marketing and our listing presentation. Now, somebody asked, and I want to go on and talk about the listing presentation one more time. We're almost out of time here, but I do want to point out that everybody gets a listing presentation automatically. It's sitting in your account right here, and it's in Flipbook or in print. But this is like generic, right? It's just talking about what we do. It's got a bunch of nice pictures of homes, but you can also go to listings, add a listing manually as a listing presentation. It's always just listed at first, but change it to listing presentation, drop in the seller name, put in like beautiful home in whatever city, put in the address. You could put beautiful home in that city and add one photograph. And that's when we create a listing presentation for that home. Okay. And that's what we were talking about at the beginning. Okay. Now, one thing I didn't mention is that we have AI text follow-up. Okay. And I would like you, if you're new to us, to get into our mastermind group and go follow Yi. He's one of our partners here too. And she has recently gotten her mortgage license back on. And so she's actively running ads. And you should go see what she is saying, because this is Yi. Okay. And she's testing everything out, but she's actively working with agents and running a lot of ads. And she's using our AI text follow-up as well as many of our other clients. And I didn't mention it, but let me tell you. So you've heard me talk on and on about Facebook ads and getting name, email, and phone number. And so you would think that when you get that lead and we email it to you automatically or we drop it in your CRM automatically, you would think, hey, they saw that they actually answered, yes, submit my info. They know that they saw their phone number go to me. I'm going to call them right now. And what do you think would happen? They would probably say, I don't know what you're talking about. Why? Because they don't have any idea who you are. And you probably have heard that there are many scams in this world today. They're coming on your text, they're coming in your phone calls, they're coming in your email. Scams are even inside the chats messages coming into you from Facebook. Okay. And it'll actually say it's from Facebook. There's all kinds of scams everywhere. So when you call those leads, they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. Okay. Let me tell you something. I can't show you it, but under this page here that says leads is our AI text follow-up. All right. And our AI text follow-up it's like our drip campaigns, but it's automatically hitting the leads that have phone numbers, which are the leads from Facebook, right? And that AI text follow-up is converting 12% of our leads to phone calls. And I'm pretty sure most of you are pretty happy on the phone. You could probably tell your story on the phone. It's how do you get a lead from the internet to answer a phone call with you? Use our AI text follow-up. And so if you're an agent who is deciding, I want to do Facebook ads and I want to convert them into business, use our AI text follow-up. If you have questions on how that works, you can find my contact information on our website. I am at Vince@Listings to Leads. I'll give you my, oh yeah, Lisa, what? You've been reaching out. Yeah, you've been reaching out to leads. Everybody does that. Now, I want to say one more thing, and this is, one, I appreciate you hanging out here with me. Two, if you're new to Facebook ads, I'm giving you guys my email right now. If you have questions about any of this, let me know. If you want my open house email, let me know. If you want my top tools for more listings email, or if you want my 6-minute video on how to create a Facebook ad correctly for the lowest lead cost and the most amount of leads, email me at Listings to Leads. And if you need a team account or broker account, of course, let me know. But if you have any questions, just let me know. If you're new to running Facebook ads, you will start getting emails and they'll be very scary. They will say, hey, you've made a mistake. And if you don't correct this in 48 hours, we're going to shut down your account. And that's very scary. You get that, you're like, oh my God. And what do? You log in and some person now has your name and email. They change your password and they start running ads on your credit card. This is a huge problem. Do not do that. Let me show you. If you run an ad inside of Facebook in our platform, there will be a message down here on the bottom left. It will be green or red. If it's green, it's saying that was successful. If it's red, it might say there's a payment problem, there's something wrong in your account. Go directly into your account on Facebook. Okay. And you can get there over on the left and you're looking for the ad manager or something like that. Do not sign in anywhere unless you're inside of Facebook. Do not sign in anywhere on any email or anything like that. This is true for banking stuff as well. There's just a ton. These are called phishing scams. They are phishing for your ID and password. Okay. I hope this helped. Are there any more questions? I'm happy to answer. Thank you again for being here. We've been going for an hour. I don't want to keep you. I know you're all busy people. My husband did a Facebook ad. The ones that actually got attention were the ones he did. Oh, cool. Like a comic strip, like animated comic strip. Oh, Monica, I can't show you the AI text follow-up because I would have to show you leads. And this call is being recorded. And when you show lead information on YouTube, they just shut down your account and they label you as like bad. And it would put our channel at risk if I show you the lead step. If you would, Monica, you can email me, which I've given everybody my email, and I can show you on a private Zoom call exactly what happens. What it is, and let me say this to you. If you're new to running Facebook ads, I highly recommend that you do that and that you use lead ads and that you text those leads with very simple questions. Don't write a big paragraph and drop it on them. Nobody wants to see that on a phone. If it's a home, hey, I saw you saw this open house in this city. Do you live here? Are you moving here? Simple, one question at a time, right? And Okay, great. If they answer, great. If they don't, keep going and wait maybe an hour and say, hey, that's a 3-2. Is that what you're looking for? Wait for an answer. No answer. Hey, by the way, that's in this school district. Is that ask questions that you would ask on a phone call? Because if you got on a phone call, hopefully you're not going to run on for 5 minutes without taking a breath. You're going to ask them what they need. Do this in text. When you run, let's say you run like 1 ad a week and you're spending $50 a week, you're going to end up with about 70 leads. And you're going to learn that it takes 10 to 15, maybe 20 text messages to get them into a phone call. So after that, maybe that's when you want to go to the AI and let us convert 12% of those leads to phone calls so that you don't have to waste time doing that. And I want to tell you, our tech team or our ads team right now, they are working on the dialogue right now. We're teaching our AI to have even a better conversion. So that because we were converting 10%, now we're doing 12, and we're looking again at the text to improve it to get higher stuff there. Thanks, everybody. I think Roger, use lead ads, text them. So here's a short story to convert. Use lead ads to get phone numbers, text to close a phone call, use a phone call to close a meeting, and use a meeting to get a signature. Okay. That is true for anything on the internet, any lead capture. You could be selling cars, you could be selling eyelashes, or I don't know, jacuzzis. If you call people, and it's different, like how they got there, but for Facebook, text to get a phone call to get a meeting, and a meeting to get a signature. I hope that is clear for anybody, for everybody. And if you need a phone call with me, you'll find my email on the website. You can email me at Vincent Listings Leads. I'll send you a link to book a call. Again, if you need team accounts or if you just got general questions, I'm happy to help. We also have a support page here. Our support team is awesome. I'm really grateful that we get so much response from our clients saying, hey, your team is so fast and so helpful. So don't put any question in this box. They're always watching it. Thanks, everybody. If you don't have any more questions, I'll give you one pro tip while we're here. I talk about Facebook, and Scott and I talk about it a lot. One thing happens later on this year, every year, and that's right around Thanksgiving. Your competitors are going to be taking a nap until spring. And the cost per lead on Facebook is decided by Facebook. And one of the main things that decides that is how much competition do you have? Are there a lot of agents running ads on Facebook at the same time you are? Guess what? When they're all taking naps and watching sports and watching the snowfall, they're not running ads. And I have seen the lead cost drop by 50%. I have even seen years where it dropped by 90%, meaning you're getting leads for 10 cents on the dollar. I hope this helps you. You should really focus on building your database over the winter when most people are taking a break so that you'll be ready to rock in the spring. If you use what I'm showing you right now, you're going to have business this fall. If you have any questions about what I'm saying, please let me know. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day. Have a great week.